Everlasting, the Legacy Podcast, is the official companion podcast to the upcoming MPB original documentary, focusing on the life of Medgar Evers. The companion podcast, hosted by me, Rita Brent, will feature in-depth conversations, extended interviews, and exclusive archive footage not shown in the documentary. Everlasting, the Legacy Podcast, video and audio episodes premiere September 18th. Find it on mpbonline.org or wherever you get your podcasts. MPB, your stories, our mission.
The nation's longest-running traveling celebration of traditional arts, the National Folk Festival comes to downtown Jackson for the first time, November 7th through the 9th. A fun-filled weekend for the entire family, exploring roots, richness, and variety of American culture. Non-stop music and dance, folk life demonstrations, hands-on children's activities, signature Southern foods, crafts, and more showcasing the best of America, the best of Mississippi, all free. We'll see you in November. More at nationalfolkfestival.com.
This is Next Stop Mississippi on MPB Think Radio. I'm Jermaine Flood, in with my traveling partners, none other than Java Chapman and Kamel King. Yeah, we're having a good morning this morning. Good morning. I wanted to go ahead and get this kicked off because today is actually the real life 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. And we are showing our commemoration. We are remembering our resilience, and we are looking forward to celebrating our future since that day. And we've got a couple of literally honorable guests who will be joining us in the first half of the show, who will give us more insight as to what's going on with their events, what's happening around their 20th anniversary remembrance events. And so I am so honored right now to have on the show with us, coming all the way, he didn't have to travel, he's literally on Zoom with us, coming all the way from the city of Pascagoula. It's the Honorable Mayor Jay Willis. Mr. Willis, thank you so much for coming on Next Stop Mississippi with us to talk about the 20th anniversary Hurricane Katrina.
It's an honor and a pleasure to be with you. Thank you for asking me.
Yes, thank you so much for coming on. So Pascagoula is having their 20th anniversary Hurricane Katrina commemoration today at Point Park, 2 p.m. That will be going down. They will be recognizing the 20 years since Hurricane Katrina. And Mayor Willis, I just want to thank you for just your leadership for the city of Pascagoula and being able to come back and talk about Hurricane Katrina literally 20 years later. I just want to know about, what happened, what was it like for you on the coast then before we get into the event?
Thank you. I was a teenager when Camille hit in 1969. Mm-hmm. So everything beyond that point was measured by Camille. Is it as bad as Camille or whatever? And it was really interesting when the National Weather Service began broadcasting the fact that Katrina, that was out in the Gulf with 24 hours warning before landfall, was going to be at least as big, if not worse, than Katrina. And indeed it was. I grew up in Pascagoula. I have lived here all my life, and my family's here. And we were in shock when Katrina hit, and truly was the worst natural disaster in U.S. history.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Kamel, you remember that time?
Oh, my God, do I? I mean, the ripples that it sent through, the thread of America, and I would even dare say the world, the damage, the devastation, the stories of triumph, the resilience. The coast, our governor then was quite a maverick in making sure that the state was getting mended. Mm-hmm. But it took the coast to be a shining example of bouncing back, rebuilding, reinvesting. And you guys were just a shining light, Mayor.
Well, thank you so much. And you're right. Our recovery from Katrina is the story of strong, resilient, self-reliant people who were not flat, but then got back on their feet, hitched up our britches, and went to work helping themselves and helping their neighbors. You have to help yourself and your businesses and neighbors because there's not a government that is or ever should be big enough to take care of every problem for every family or every company or every community in every disaster. And that's what Pascagoula did.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
Talk a little bit about the progress of the rebuilding after for the city. What did that look like? Was it slow? Was it fast? What can you give us kind of like an overview of that?
You know, people are surprised when I tell them rebuilding is still happening.
Oh, wow.
Right now, we are still in rebuilding from the damages that were caused by Katrina. And the amazing thing is that landfall was 50 miles to the west of us.
Yeah.
And still, our town was devastated with a 22-foot storm surge and wave action on top of that drove way inland. And prior to Katrina, probably 10 or 15% of all of our properties in Pascagoula were in a flood zone. And after Katrina, now we're looking at 95% of every building, every property in Pascagoula part of a flood zone. But we are rebuilding. We have made amazing progress. In the last few years, we have been working in our downtown area, revitalizing downtown, and it's been amazing. It's wonderful. We have terrific progress in our town. Our people are coming back and building, and people are investing in Pascagoula at a level that they probably never have, or certainly not in the last 30 or 40 years.
I love it.
Yeah.
You know, their Pascagoula's social media reach is vast for the page. City of Pascagoula. I mean, y'all have got followers. So, I mean, I can see the rebuilding and just the love for the city. And I cannot wait today, 2 p.m. You are literally just a few hours away from the commemoration ceremony for the city. It's a moving commemoration that will feature some very big named guests. You've got, other than you, Mayor Willis, there is some big name guests on the bill. You've got the Honorable Haley Barbour, who was our 63rd governor of Mississippi, like Kamel was saying earlier, on deck for this. You've got the Honorable Micah Zell, United States House of Representatives, Mississippi's 4th Congressional District, on the bill as well. And then the Honorable Delbert Hosemann, Lieutenant Governor for the state, is there. We love Delbert. Delbert comes up by all the time. He's got an open door here at MPB. And then the Honorable Michael Watson, Secretary of State for the state of Mississippi. Talk a little bit about the ceremony and what everybody can expect. I see there's going to be some other surprise items that could be on deck for this at 2 p.m. at Point Park.
We are so honored to have the distinguished guests coming. Governor Barbour did an amazing job and received national recognition for his leadership for our state in hurricane recovery, working cooperatively throughout the state with so many different agencies. And he is just a shining example of exactly what a governor should be and do during a crisis situation. And Delbert Hosemann is a special guy. He is such a friend to the coast and a friend to Pascagoula. We're having lunch today before the ceremony, and we think the world of Delbert down here.
It's Delbert, ma'am. That's what he says. It's Delbert, ma'am.
You're exactly right. But then Congressman Mike Ezell, our homegrown congressman, he grew up in Pascagoula, is doing such a great job in Washington, representing the entire state and certainly the coastal portion of the state that is his. And also Secretary of State Michael Watson, who grew up in Pascagoula. He's one of ours, and he is a rising star in Mississippi politics. We'll be interested to see where Michael goes from here. But yeah, it's just great things happening. Hopefully the weather will hold out. We have a little bit of drizzle right now. We're waiting another 15 minutes to make a decision whether the event will be held on the beachfront, where we've got a stage and tent set up, or whether we'll have to move it to our wonderful new Performing Arts Center at Pascagoula High School, which is a great place. So we're going to be fine either spot. If we do have it on the beach, the the hurricane hunters are scheduled to do a flyover toward
Wow.
the end of the event, which is going to be amazing. They always do such a good job of rattling the windows when they're flying low over the city. And then also Signet Marine, one of our companies here, has a water cannon boat that they use for fire protection, and they're going to be doing a show out in the Sound, just south of where the event will be, if it can happen outside. So that's what we're hoping for.
Okay. I cannot wait for this to happen. Today, it's 2 p.m. If you've never been to Point Park, it's at 500 Beach Boulevard in Pascagoula. But I know Pascagoula is such a beautiful place. I want to talk a little bit about what we can expect from the city just in the years to come and what your hope is for the city.
Well, we are rebuilding and renovating and so many things. We're seeing an economic real surge in Pascagoula with investments. A lot of good things going on. We have an old historic ice house property that is being redeveloped by the Nico family out of Pass Christian, Gulfport, all along the coast. They do such amazing things. Hotel, restaurants, professional offices. Further out on Highway 90, we have new shopping areas with TJ Maxx, Aldi, and Burlington Coat. So many things.
You're speaking to my soul.
I know that's right.
And people around here are loving it. We're attracting shoppers from all over the area, including West Mobile, which makes us really proud. The east part of town is undergoing urban renewal with a new police substation out there that's under construction. It's going to make that a really nice place to live and work, as it has been in the past, and we're bringing it all back. But we're so excited about things happening in Pascagoula.
I love it.
Mayor, I'd be remiss not to, say again with Governor Barber, he was such a proponent of pushing the initiative of Mississippi, birthplace of America's music. And I can remember being a young attorney then, and Governor Barber Visit Mississippi and our firm had teamed up to put on the first couple of shows celebrating our Grammy Award winners. And we had done these shows at the Hard Rock and at the Beau Rivage. And then Katrina hit, and it got on pause. And I can remember us doing our first show again on behalf of Governor Barber, and Hartley Peavy was also a major sponsor. And the eerie feeling of just being back there, but just, and even to be said about the casinos, there are a lot of things that can be called bad about casinos, but the casinos really helped bring things back after Katrina and after COVID. The casinos were kind of the first to open up and get the coast back, really jumping again.
Absolutely. And, they employ so many people on the coast. I think 17,000 is the number I've heard recently. And when the entire casino industry was wiped out after Katrina, that's one of the pushes that Governor Barber made, was to allow onshore casinos, to allow them to rebuild very quickly and to get those people back to work. And certainly that was a great accomplishment for the state of Mississippi.
I love this. I love this. So we're paying homage today, again, everyone, the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, brought to you by the City of Pascagoula. It's their commemoration ceremony where they say challenge shaped us, but progress defines us. I just love the whole write-up for the ceremony and program. Today, August 29th, 2 p.m., Point Park, 500 Beach Boulevard in Pascagoula. There is some parking that they need to pay attention to. I did put our parking image up there. So make sure that when you are out there parking, if y'all could pull that image for me, there is event parking, open boat parking as well. And this is just in case. This is the parking even if the rain hits, right, Mayor?
Correct. That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Perfect. Mayor Willis, thank you so much for coming on with us today and telling us all about Pascagoula's 20th anniversary Hurricane Katrina commemoration. And just thank you for your leadership for the city. And just thank you for just being a proponent of the state.
Thank you so much. Great things are happening in Pascagoula. and our future is bright. I appreciate the time visiting with you today.
I love that.
Thank you.
And thank you again, Mayor. If you want more information, make sure you visit our SIP events calendar. We are going to head to a break. When we come back, we're going to be sitting down with the mayor of D'Iberville to discuss their Hurricane Katrina Remembering and Rejoicing ceremony as well. This is Next Stop Mississippi on MPB Think Radio.
When the weather turns severe, when breaking news affects your family, when Mississippi needs answers, MPB is there. We provide real-time emergency alerts, trusted news coverage, and live broadcasts of emergency updates. Available on TV, radio, and online. MPB is on the air and by your side every day of the year. Because when it matters most, Mississippi turns to MPB, Mississippi's trusted source. MPB, your stories, our mission.
Everlasting, the Legacy Podcast, is the official companion podcast to the upcoming MPB original documentary, focusing on the life of Medgar Evers. The companion podcast, hosted by me, Rita Brent, will feature in-depth conversations, extended interviews, and exclusive archive footage not shown in the documentary. Everlasting, the Legacy Podcast, video and audio episodes premiere September 18th. Find it on mpbonline.org or wherever you get your podcasts. MPB, your stories, our mission.
At the Mississippi Arts and Entertainment Experience in Meridian, we believe in the power of the arts, storytelling, and education, just like Mississippi Public Broadcasting. MPB connects communities across the state with quality programs that inform, inspire, and engage. Their audience is loyal and appreciative of businesses that support public broadcasting, which makes underwriting on MPB a smart investment. Join us in supporting MPB. Learn more at mpbfoundation.org.
This is Next Stop Mississippi on MPB Think Radio. I'm Jermaine Flood, in with my traveling partners, Java Chapman and Kamel King. Before we get on the line with Mayor Rusty Quave from D'Iberville, Mississippi, I wanted to just tap on a little bit of what you all remember from Hurricane Katrina. Java, do you have any kind of remembrance of what happened with you?
Yeah, I can. I mean, I've been telling people all this week because we've been doing a great job here at MPB, commemorating the 20 years. And it's kind of hard to think about it being 20 years. Mm-hmm. But I was in college and I just remember thinking, like, if it is as bad as it is in Jackson,
yeah,
what's happening on the coast and in New Orleans? Mm-hmm. Because, I was staying in the apartment dorms called the Palisades next to Jackson State. So it was on campus, but off campus. Yeah. And we had a lot of people, from New Orleans and the coastal area, classmates and roommates and stuff like that. And they were, I vividly remember on the phone, because I don't know, I guess I was the leader of the apartment.
Of course you were. He was the RA. Yeah, he was the RA.
Of course you were. But I remember talking to one of the guys, and he was, coming up from New Orleans with his family, and, young college. This is another thing I remember, just being so young and not knowing the importance of things or whatnot. And he was like, yeah, my family, we just need somewhere to, come and stay and all this other kind of stuff. And I was like, well, we in here doing what college kids do. And, you know, so if I mean, you know, if y'all don't mind coming up, then it was like, man, we don't care. We just need somewhere to stay. And I remember that. And also I remember on a small scale, a little bit of coming together because we did lose power, like a lot of places in Jackson, which made me think again, if this is happening in Jackson, what's happening on the coast? Yeah. But in our little apartment community, you know, just a small little snapshot, everybody was for everybody. You know, all the refrigerators were without power, so every night was a barbecue. You could go to everybody's little apartment and be like, okay, y'all got this and y'all got that, so let's come out. And, you know, when lights out, everything was still calm, you know, but it was... You know, it was a thing.
It was devastation that kind of brought everybody together.
Yeah,
that created community.
That's it. A community was created really quickly.
I love that. Let's head to another community where we can get a firsthand account of their event that's commemorating and also what happened in the city of D'Iberville. Right now, we have got the Honorable Mayor Rusty Quave on Next Stop Mississippi. Mayor Quave, thank you so much for joining us today on the show.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning to y'all.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you. So everybody, the city of D'Iberville is hosting their Hurricane Katrina Remembering and Rejoicing ceremony that is looking back 20 years later. That is going to be happening today at 2:30 p.m. at the D'Iberville Community Center. They'll reflect on the past, honor the heroes, and celebrate the resilience of the community. And Mayor Quave, just thank you again for your leadership for the city of D'Iberville and heading up this great event and all the great things that happen in the city.
Well, thank you so much for hosting us. You know, I remember going through Hurricane Camille in 1969, the year I graduated from high school, and it was devastating. And since that storm, that was the worst that has ever hit us. And then, of course, Katrina came, and it just blew all the records away. And under our I-110 bridge where we have our boat launch facilities, we got a mark up there, and when you look, you'll be in shock seeing how high the water got in this community. And for probably the first half a mile north of the Back Bay, completely went underwater. Wow. We lost businesses, we lost homes, and I remember the day before the storm, I was working in my grocery store on Quave Road in D'Iberville, and the Civil Defense and the Fire Department, Police Department was going house to house, knocking on doors and telling people, hey, this is going to be a bad one. This is not a Hurricane Katrina. I mean, a Camille. This is a whole lot worse than that one was. So you need to move out. And what we actually did, we got anybody that stayed to sign a death certificate. And believe it or not, when we got them to sign that death certificate, they started moving out of their houses.
Yeah.
Wow.
They wouldn't have made it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Talk a little bit about that. When it comes down to those people who kind of dig in and is like, I don't want to go. I mean, it's a real thing on the coast, you know, people
everywhere.
It is everywhere, but especially on the coast too.
Yeah.
It's like they have this kind of, I went through Camille, I went through that one, I went through this one, I'll stay for this one. How does that feel having to kind of, you know, prompt these people to leave, Mayor?
It's hard. It's very hard. And a lot of the people that lived in that neighborhood was our oldest neighborhood. So we had to contend with, you know, senior citizens that know better than anybody else. And but thank God the majority of them moved. And we were lucky. In our city, we never had any fatalities at all because of the hurricane.
Yeah.
Now, you know, everywhere it was not only a ripple as far as devastation, rebuilding, but insurance, you know, and how it affected insurance and insurance policies, covering things, not covering things, people being completely wiped out. And, you know, insurance will bend a lot of things and change a lot of things based off of not absorbing so much damage, you know. So talk about just how that affected everybody trying to rebuild and scrap together all the resources they had.
Well, The people that didn't have any insurance at all were lucky that the federal government stepped in and made real low interest loans like SBA loans. And then they also gave people grant money. Some people came out real good. They got to keep their property. They had stipulations to the grant. You had to move out of the area to a higher location. And that they didn't like that, but they did. And right now, today, it hadn't built back a whole lot. Our waterfront has a little development on it. We got a couple seafood factories down there, and then we got, of course, our casino is down on the waterfront. And but when you move back there, you got to build 16 feet above the ground level. So there's a lot of cost into that. But I understand, and you mentioned that the insurance has really not changed that much as far as what they qualify you for. So we got some bills going on right now, and hopefully this year they'll pass them. That'll give more teeth to if you get flooded out in a hurricane.
Yeah. You know what I like about the city of D'Iberville? I pulled this image, you all. It's labeled hurricane season. You all kind of sent out something to let everybody know. Hurricane season started June 1st. It'll go through November 30th. But to get prepared for flood insurance and just making sure that you're safe in that area, just thank you all for making sure that y'all sent that out as well.
And listen, thank you for bringing that up, because our population has really picked up down here. And just north of the city, they're building so many new homes and subdivisions, and we got to educate those people what to do. At one time during the night of the hurricane, they did a action by the state. It was called contraflow, and that's when you reverse the lanes. They let Highway 49 go all north. No southbound traffic was on Highway 49 because those people was getting out of here. They waited to the last minute, but they had the opportunity. A lot of them they recommended go to Jackson, Mississippi, go north of Hattiesburg, and on 49 you can get there pretty quick. And they did that, and they also did it on Interstate 10.
What a blessing! What a blessing! I did not know that was happening. Did not know that was actually happening on the road.
Yes, and but you can't hardly tell a hurricane hit here back then today because of the new growth and the new building, and we just got so much help from volunteers and church groups all over this country. I really got to thank them, and that's kind of like what we're doing today with our celebration, is to bring those people in and just tell them thank you. And we would have never built back. We had people here for 3 years after the hurricane, putting up houses and building, and the ones that did rebuild here. And then if you didn't rebuild here, they went and helped you wherever you wanted to build, north of here. Right. So, and we got plenty of donations from all over. And I remember General Russell Honoré, y'all probably heard that name. He's a retired general. He came in and really helped us a lot. And then, of course, Haley Barbour was our governor, and I can't say enough of what he did. And George Bush was our president. And he met with the delegation from the coast down here. He would fly in about once a month to check on us, and he did an excellent job as far as rebuilding.
Right. And the city of D'Iberville has a community outreach team, and I just love the logo and the truck and everything. I just the community comes together for sure. And did you see that in the city of D'Iberville during Katrina?
Oh yeah, we had people living under service stations awnings.
Man.
And we would go out every day with plate lunches and feed these people. We had different groups of volunteers, and their mission was to go out and feed people that was hungry. And but it's unbelievable. Over in Louisiana, they got the Cajun Navy that goes out and rescues people in the water. But over here, we had volunteers from all over this country, mainly church groups. And I can't say enough for the church groups all over this country came in every day, and they was here. And then we had medical facilities that popped up. I'm talking about they could actually perform surgery in these tents.
Wow.
And they helped people that was having heart attacks. They'd bring people in with heart attacks, and they would save their lives. It's just unbelievable and remarkable. I know we see disasters today, and we say, won't they get people in there? Because it seems like we had instant help here.
Mm.
And it wasn't the comfortablest time in the world. I mean, no air conditioning, no electricity, but we did have food and water, and we were comfortable. And we had, believe it or not, pretty good doctors. And I remember a city from up north, Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, came in with about 67 police officers and anybody you could ask for. And they stayed with us for about 4 months. And they took over our police department. They did our security for us. And unbelievable what these guys did.
Wow. You know what is unbelievable? The mayors of these cities. We just spoke with Mayor Willis of Pascagoula, Mayor Quave, and both you all went through all the hurricanes since Camille. And I just feel like because you all, even before you knew you were going to be mayor of a city on the coast, have some sort of, heartfelt feeling for these storms and for the people who live through these storms and make it through these storms and pass and possibly die in these storms. I just feel like, the way you all have come up, it really lends its hand to you being a leader of those cities. And just thank you. It would be different if we had a mayor of a city who didn't know anything about a hurricane and was trying to lead. But you all are mayors who have literally lived from children on to adults through these devastating storms and literally are leading these cities through the future of these possible storms. So just thank you. Just thank you, Mayor Quave, for what it is you do.
Well, thank y'all so much. And we appreciate y'all showing it today on this very important day in the lives of everybody on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, Louisiana, and into Alabama went through this. And main thing I can tell anybody out there watching is to stay vigilant of the surrounding area around where you live. And if you don't have any clue of what to do, ask somebody in the city or a fire department or a policeman what should you do? Should you leave? Should you stay? And they'll tell you quick. We recommend everybody, when we know we got tidal surge coming, is to get out of that area because it's hard to save yourself. And the thing about a hurricane, once that wind gets up to about 60 miles an hour, we can't even send our rescue teams out because it's too dangerous. I mean, debris flying around. And of course we did. We had policemen out the whole night in Hurricane Katrina.
Wow.
I remember a police officer, Doug Byers. He had a Dodge pickup truck, and he went and got an Army truck and went down to the flooded area, and he flooded out. And the next morning, I met him on the road after the storm had came through, and he had an undershirt and boxer shorts on, and his gun was strapped around his shoulder.
Wow.
And he saved 27 people.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
American hero right there.
Yeah, that's
He
amazing.
is.
Yeah.
He is.
That's why we're here, literally
Yep.
remembering and rejoicing. I was talking with some coworkers today, and it's been a whole week of remembrance. And I think, when you go through the news cycles of thinking about Hurricane Katrina and you get a whole week, you kind of get a little burnt out. But when it comes down to stories like that, though, I mean, there ain't no reason to be burnt out because we go through this every single year. We're literally sitting in hurricane season right now, and it's people like that. You know what I'm saying? That brings a tear to your eye and just makes you remember how much that we've gone through here as a state when it deals with devastation. Yeah,
because, I mean, you find a polarization of people who are heroes and the best that comes out of people. And then, of course, you find the other side where you find the quick deterioration of humankind. And I think both extremes teach us a lot. It teaches us a lot about faith and how God brings us together and the brotherhood and sisterhood of people, across the nation. Where all racial, political fights, social, economical fights are pushed to the side. But then the other side is you find out just how quickly people can degrade and how you need to prepare yourself for things like that, too.
That's right.
That's correct. I can share one more story with you. We had a police chief, Wendy Sweatman, who was at our school where the shelter was located, right here in the town of D'Iberville. And he had about 200 to 300 people there. And during the height of the storm, the other station was down on the water. We had 6 policemen down there with their dogs, and they had been rescuing people all night. And they was picking them up from there, putting them on a school bus and bringing them about 3 miles north to the shelter. Well, the water came up and they was stuck. And Wendy was at wit's end thinking about how can I get those guys out of there? Because the water was up so high you couldn't get a normal vehicle in there. So he looked outside and he seen a school bus. And he told the principal, he said, I want to borrow that school bus. He said, I can't lend it to you, but I can take you down there.
Yeah.
So the principal drove the bus, and they drove right past our city hall right here. And they went down there, and actually the policemen and the dogs had to swim about 150 yards to the school bus.
Wow.
And they drove it back to the shelter.
Wow.
And you hear those stories all over. You know, it occurred all over the area where this storm hit. There was heroes. You know?
Supermen.
Man.
You hear what I'm telling you? Supermen.
Can you imagine how your heart is pumping right then?
I know it. Just full Superman. And that's why the city of D'Iberville is remembering and rejoicing. It's a remembrance and a rejoice. 20 years later, today, August 29, 2:30 p.m. at the D'Iberville Community Center. It will also be tomorrow as well, Mayor. There will be exhibits on display as well tomorrow, 8 a.m. Until 5 p.m. tomorrow at the D'Iberville Community Center. You'll hear stories of courage, survival, and unwavering dedication of volunteers. You'll see the devastation and the lasting impact of Hurricane Katrina. There'll be a tribute to the strength and spirit of rebuilding 2 decades later, and just a lot of good community love here.
That's right. And listen, because of your station and people like y'all put the word out. And then if we got new people living on the Gulf Coast, y'all need to come out to these events and speak to people and get ideas what you would do in case a terrible storm would come our way.
That's right.
Again. And that's what y'all contribute to is bringing the news, and hopefully it's good news. Of course, we think about the people that was left behind, and we hope God blesses them, and we know He will. Right. And listen, thank y'all so much, and we hope y'all have a great day as well.
Mayor Quave, thank you. Just powerful words from you, and I really do appreciate you joining us here on Next Stop Mississippi.
Yes.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you all. Everybody stick around. When we come back, we'll check out what's happening around your neck of the woods. This is Next Stop Mississippi on MPB Think Radio.
The Measuring Show.
Since 1970, MPB has been enriching the lives of Mississippians.
Everything we do gives us the chance to grow and learn.
With your support, we are always there whenever and wherever you need us. Together through the years, together in the future. Please consider making a donation at mpbfoundation.org. MPB, your stories, our mission.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bobby Rush. As a blues man, I love Mississippi Public Broadcasting. If you support Mississippi music and their local programming, donate now, right now, and become a member today, not tomorrow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Doesn't matter how big or small, but we prefer big. Thank you very much.
Every parent wants their child to grow, to explore, and to dream big. At MPB, we're proud to support families and teachers across Mississippi with trusted educational programming and resources that inspire learning and spark imagination. From PBS Kids favorites to digital tools and early learning support, MPB is here for young minds, engaged classrooms, and families who believe in the power of learning at every age. Empowering families, inspiring learners. MPB, your stories, our mission.
This is Next Stop Mississippi on MPB Think Radio. I'm Jermaine Flood, in with my traveling partners Java Chapman and entertainment attorney Kamel King. We have had some powerful conversations this morning.
Yes, we have.
About the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. I spoke a little bit yesterday on autocorrect about what I remember from Hurricane Katrina, and I remember that full week. My parents had us over there, and we had no power for a full week. Daddy had a generator. We hooked up the refrigerator. We hooked up the TVs. We hooked up fans to it, and we lived like that for a week. We had some family friends. My mother is very much, she is a proud lady, but we had some family friends who stayed in the subdivision in the back who had full power that full week, and they had invited us over there, and I was like, Ma, let's go. They've got air conditioning. Yeah. And Mama's like, no. And so I sat with my mother in no AC for the whole week because she was like, we gonna tough it out. But yeah, I know on the coast they were going through a lot. We were getting somewhat of the trickle up basically from Hurricane Katrina, and I know the coast, Pascagoula, D'Iberville, the whole entire coast went through. Yeah. And it was just such, when I think about it and going up the state, it was so many different experiences. Yeah. Because when you got up to North Mississippi, they could hear what was going on. They could see what was going on, and they may have got a trickle in of people, but they did not experience what we experienced here, and we did not experience what the coast experienced.
That's right.
So it was a vast array of just remembrance of Hurricane Katrina. And in our What's Happening right there at the top of it, it's the 20th anniversary commemoration of Hurricane Katrina on MPB. You can watch it. That is going to be happening tonight, 8:25. I think I may have the wrong time. I'm sorry. And no. That's happening today. It happened at 8:25. It will re-air tonight. That's right. 6 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. on MPB. You can watch as Governor Tate Reeves, Director of the National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, and former Governor Haley Barbour and others honor the resilience of our communities. You can watch it live on MPB's Facebook, YouTube, and MPB TV channels. 6 p.m. it will rerun tonight, and 10:30 p.m. on MPB TV. Also, reflecting on Katrina, for our second What's Happening, it's Waveland's Ground Zero Hurricane Museum. They will be having Katrina Reflections, celebrating 20 years of rebirth. That will be happening today. You can get more information by going to our SIP events calendar. This is in partnership with the Hancock Library System and Studio Waveland. Again, that's Waveland's Ground Zero Hurricane Museum's Katrina Reflections, celebrating 20 years of rebirth. We're also commemorating, this was the 70th anniversary of Emmett Till's death. That is going to be commemorated today through August 31st at the Mississippi State Capitol. You can join them for the Legacy of Emmett Till's 70th year anniversary commemoration weekend activities and educational tour with a life-changing weekend of reflection, education, empowerment, and engagement. There will be a press conference, a candlelight vigil, a Till movie screening, the Emmett Till Memorial Parade, and a Till Trail of Tears and Terror educational tour. Also, there will be worship in white. Registration is required to secure your spot to this, but again, we are commemorating the 70th anniversary weekend of Emmett Till's death. That will be happening at the Mississippi State Capitol in Jackson, Mississippi. And if you need more information about any of these events, you can head over to our Facebook page. And a little background information, if you didn't know anything about Emmett Till was a 14-year-old boy from Chicago who was murdered in Mississippi in 1955 for allegedly whistling at a white woman. His mother, Mamie Till Mobley, made the courageous decision to have an open casket funeral, a decision that sparked outrage and helped to ignite the civil rights movement. The Emmett Till Legacy Foundation was founded in 2005 and is dedicated to preserving his memory, advocating for truth and justice, and providing educational scholarships.
I got to say, I saw the depiction of Mr. Till's body in the Mount Bayou Museum that they used in the movie. Let me tell you, I mean, I was speechless.
Yeah.
I was speechless, and I never want that part of American history to be purged because it's too hard to look at it. We must look at it, and what he went through, just the absorption of pain that you when you're looking at that depiction, that you think of a young person, the hate, the damage, the pain that he took on, that changed civil rights. But to be a martyr in that way, and to think about yourself at 14 years old, about it happening to you, it just hit me home in a whole different way.
It does every time I think about it, and I remember it as to what I know from the story. And I think right now they've got a new piece on display. It's actually the weapon that killed him. I think that's now on display. I seen that the other day. Somebody posted that. It's at possibly the two Mississippi museums. I don't want to unquote that, but I think that's where
it is, at the two Mississippi museums.
Thank you, Java.
They talked about it this morning on Mississippi Edition. Our good friend Michael Morris was on and was talking about it, and that's along with what you were talking about, Camille. It's just another part of history that is physical. It was real. It's there. So there can never be an erasure of that.
Right. Again, that is going to be this weekend at the Mississippi State Capitol. Also on our What's Happening, we're going to head up to North Mississippi for the 37th annual Iuka Heritage Day. I don't know if you've ever been to Iuka, but they've got some good hills up there, and they've got some good wind. And I just noticed when I leave from the central of Mississippi and go up North Mississippi, you get real wind up there.
Yeah.
And I like Iuka because of the weather.
Okay.
But it's a vibrant annual celebration that showcases their rich culture and historical heritage of the region. It's held in the charming town, and it's a free and pet-friendly festival that attracts local visitors alike with a diverse array of activities and events. Attendees can enjoy live music, traditional arts and crafts, historical reenactments, and a variety of food vendors offering delicious Southern cuisine. The festival often includes a parade, antique car shows, and interactive exhibits that highlight the area's history. This is the 37th annual Iuka Heritage Day.
And you know what else Iuka has?
What?
They have Southern cuisine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They ain't got that Southern cuisine.
It's cuisine.
It's go get that cuisine up there. Which means it's even better than the Southern cuisine.
It's even better than that. Okay. Here's a good What's Happening that you'll like, Camille.
All righty.
It's the 7th annual Reds Old Timers Blues Festival happening at MLK Stage in Clarksdale, Mississippi, Saturday, August 30th. It's all day, 10 a.m. until, we're just going to say until, and this is happening at Reds Old Timers Blues Festival, specializing in Mississippi blues legends, 60 years old and up. This year's festival is in honor of Big Red Payton's life and his contribution to keeping the authentic old school blues alive. You can come and support and celebrate the heritage of Delta blues at this. Festivities start with the barbecue competition at 10 a.m. It's free for all ages and open to the public. Food vendors will be offering barbecue, catfish plates, and Mississippi mud pies. The park includes a playground for the kids. Attendees are encouraged to bring blankets and chairs, and there will be a tent on site to provide shade and more. The lineup includes Australia Honeybee Jones, Brother Rick Patton, Watermelon Slim, Frank Guitarman Rimmer Band, Miss Gladys Blues Band, Lucius Spiller Band, Band, Centerpoint Rhythm and Blues Band, and Charlie Musselwhite.
Oh, they got some people.
Who's headlining.
Yeah.
But listen, so a list came out which ranked the Reds bar, Reds Lounge, one of the top 50th best dive bars in the U.S.
And now his son is the mayor. Of Clarksdale. Yeah. Let me see that.
That's exciting. It's exciting stuff, y'all. So again, that is going down in Clarksdale, Mississippi. Also on our What's Happening, Epic Funk Brass Band. That's my band, baby.
Yeah.
They're going to be live at Martin's downtown tomorrow. 10 p.m. is when it gets kicked off. They're a high-energy New Orleans second line style brass band hailing from Jackson, Mississippi. If you go on YouTube and you type in Next Stop Mississippi Epic Funk, you'll be able to see them there. But they've been captivating audiences since their formation in 2016. My boys, they're playing again at Martin's, and I will be attending this concert tomorrow. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
And finally, around your neck of the woods, or what's happening around our neck of the woods, I want to say a congratulations because it came across my desk. This happened in June, but MPB's own Mike Duke was honored with the IAAIS C. Stanley Potter Award in Lawrence, Kansas. He, of course, is our very own from our Mississippi radio reading service, but he attended Mississippi School for the Blind and earned a degree in communications from Mississippi State University. He then used his golden pipes, which he does have, as a commercial radio announcer for 12 years. In 1988, he took the helm as director of the radio reading service here of Mississippi and has been leading this organization for 37 years. And throughout the years, his impact has been felt beyond the borders of Mississippi with his service on the IAAIS board, recording audio for every conference and multiple special projects for the organization. And his decades of service to our listeners across the nation deserve that recognition.
Yeah, yeah.
And I want to give a big congratulations to Mike Duke. Mike, congrats. Put that picture up again, y'all. There he is.
Mike Duke.
There he is. He's accepting his award.
Wonderful man.
I am so excited. He is a wonderful guy.
Wonderful guy.
He is a wonderful guy. And today was a wonderful show.
Yes, as always.
It was a good show,
That's
y'all.
right.
We had
That's
a great
right.
time today, and we've come to the end of another great trip. We want to thank you for riding shotgun and thank today's guest, Mayor Willis of Pascagoula, Mayor Quave of D'Iberville, and of course, my traveling partners, none other than Camille and Java. And the folks in the back, we got Marissa.
That's right.
We got Johnson.
That's right.
We've got Abram.
That's right.
They're back there holding us down.
Team.
The dream team. To submit an event or find out more information about these and what's happening around your neck of the woods, visit mpbonline.org, click the community tab to view SIP events, or email events at mpbonline.org. Next Stop is produced by yours truly. For Java Chapman and Camille King, I'm Jermaine Flood. Join us next Friday at 10 a.m. for another great trip here on Next Stop, Mississippi.